Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord, the Atlanta Hawks, newest member of the Atlanta Hawks. They stuck with the number one overall pick. There were no fireworks. There were no surprises. The betting favorite, or the guy that had become the betting favorite, the heavy betting favorite, Zaccharie Risacher, was the number one overall pick. There were comments from Alex Sarr that were interesting last night, where after all this hoopla, all this buzz about him not wanting to come to Atlanta, he said that he wanted to be the number one overall pick. He would show up to camp if the Atlanta Hawks drafted him. I know you want to talk about that, so we can start right there.
Yeah. It goes back and forth where, there were murmurs that Alex Sarr didn't want to be in Atlanta. And then, there was rumors that he declined the workout. And then they were confirmed that he did indeed decline the workout. And then, it was quite obvious at that point is like, and what's crazy is the workout is pretty meaningless in this whole process. Like, the scouts know what he is. They've seen him play for years. So it really is just meaningless. Yet he took several workouts with the Wizards. So it was quite obvious that he had some resentment, whether it was from himself or somebody was whispering in his ear kind of what to think. But we spoke to Damian Wilkins, who runs Overtime Elite here in Atlanta. So he's, I don't want to say intimately familiar with Atlanta, but he's familiar with the city of Atlanta. And it's a great place for basketball. So I would argue better than DC. With that being said, there's something fishy about this whole thing, because then he goes and he speaks to the media and he says, I never said I didn't want to be in Atlanta and that I would report to Atlanta if they drafted me. And I want to be the number one pick. After all of those statements, there was a but. There was like a but or I have a great team around me, or, a good circle around me. He kept referencing the people around him, which tells me like the underlying, there's something going on. This does not pass the smell test. And granted, I think what you're about to say is like Zaccharie Risacher could, in fact, have been the number one prospect on the Hawks big board, or, Alex Sarr was better, but it was so close that Zaccharie Risacher's attitude about being like, I'll accept any role. I want to come to Atlanta. I want to help you guys win, versus Alex Sarr's kind of like maybe condescending, where it was like, I want to do this. I want this role. I want to have this kind of usage. I don't want to just be a backseat driver to Trae Young or DeJounte Murray type. But it all smells fishy to me. You could take whatever you want away from it, but it just looks bad. That's all I'm saying.
It looks bad, but I don't think it looks bad on the Hawks. Listen,
it looks bad because we're just involved again.
I don't think it looks bad on the Hawks. I think it looks bad on Alex Sarr. It certainly doesn't make him look good. Makes him look like a prima donna. Him thinking about how things are going to pan out. When you look at the Wizards situation and you look at the Atlanta Hawks situation, nobody knows how those rosters are going to look in a couple years. But I mean, the Wizards have absolutely nothing. But the Atlanta Hawks could trade everybody in the next couple of years, and absolutely nobody would be surprised. And they could completely turn this thing around after year one and just build around Alex Sarr and Jalen Johnson or whatever they want to do. So the state of the current roster shouldn't even really be at the forefront of Alex Sarr or his camp's minds. I do agree there was definitely something behind the scenes where they didn't want him to go to the Atlanta Hawks for whatever reasons, but I think those reasons were probably stupid. And I think honestly, I think the people that are in the ear of a 19-year-old kid should probably shut up.
Rats.
I don't think they probably have Alex Sarr's best interest in
Absolutely
mind.
Not. They're thinking about that max contract and who can pay it.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of bull crap. I think he has bad people in his mind, but I think are in his camp, and I think at the end of the day, that'll probably be revealed. But as far as this pick goes from the Atlanta Hawks perspective, and I've maintained this ever since I heard the first rumblings about Alex Sarr maybe not wanting to come to Atlanta. I don't care what Alex Sarr wanted. I never care what Alex Sarr wanted. Nothing that he said, nothing that his camp said, I don't give a crap. None of it matters. Absolutely none of it. If you thought he was the best prospect, he should have been the pick. And at the end of the day, how these guys' careers pan out is all that the Hawks are going to be judged on. If Alex Sarr turns into a superstar and you passed up on him, you're going to look like an idiot. You're going to be fired very, very quickly. You're going to have a short run as a GM, and I'm never going to want to hear from you again. So, and if Zaccharie Risacher turns out to be the superstar and you nailed it, congratulations. It's all going to be judged on how these guys' career pans out. No one in 4 years is even going to remember, well, the Hawks, they made the right decision, right? Alex Sarr didn't really want to come there, and you can't draft someone that didn't want him. No, if he turns out to be a superstar, you're going to be criticized based off that. So all of it really depends on how these guys pan out. I don't give a crap about all the noise because that's all that was. That was noise. So hopefully the Hawks made the right decision here. I'm not going to sit up here and criticize the pick like I've seen on social media. Which I wasn't going to do it either way because frankly, this is the worst draft class. Like, did you guys watch after the first round? I would occasionally look up and see a guy drafted and I'd be like, who the hell is that? Who the hell is that? There was a tweet on social media. It was damn perfect. It was like Mel Kiper, 7th round D3 guy talking about that. Oh, he's a real grinder, 6'3", 242 pounds. Stephen A. Smith on a first round pick. I don't even know who the hell this is. But it literally, when you looked up, like, unless you are like intimately involved in the draft process, the guys that were getting picked in like any of them,
teams.
Even Zaccharie Risacher, I have no idea anything about this guy. Like, I would love to sit up here and lie to you. Like, what we could sit up here and have the conversation. Like, I'm sure a lot of guys are. It's like, oh, he's a good shooter. He's a good point of attack. I don't know crap about this guy. I hope he's a good player. It's not my job to know anything really about these guys. Maybe a little bit. Maybe more. I don't know anything about this guy. So hell, I hope it's the right pick. But I do know you're going to be judged on whether you got the right guy, the best player in this draft, because that's the expectation when you're picking number one.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of that. Like, if it was Risacher, if it was Donovan Clingan, if it was Alex Sarr, if there was some trade involved, if it was somebody else I'm not even mentioning, I think there would be a certain facet of Hawks fans that would have taken issue with the pick for that reason, that there isn't the consensus number one guy. There might be in your mind, but everybody else is acknowledging the fact that this was one of the weakest drafts in a very, very long time. And whoever the Hawks are going to pick was going to be criticized, 1, because of the draft class, 2, because it's the Atlanta Hawks, and 3, the whole Alex Sarr saga. There was just drama filled, and it just so happens that it's the Atlanta Hawks in the spotlight, maybe making fools out of themselves, but we won't know. And I think that's the most important thing, that we should anybody who's writing off a 19-year-old kid who has not even filled out his frame yet is absolutely disingenuous. And quite frankly, you're stupid. And if you're already claiming that you know this guy, what are you watching? What are you watching? European film? Like, you're telling me that you're watching, other than the guys who do it, the Brad Rowlands of the world, who, deserve all the credit in the world for grinding Hawks when, most of us can't even stand the club. Shut up. You have no idea what this guy's going to do.
You want to hear something critical? And this is really getting into the weeds of things to be critical about. I'm watching Landry Fields in this Hawks front office, right? They're like flashing him. Oh, the pick is in, like you do with every team. And Landry Fields is like cackling, like he just pulled something off. And I'm like, what did he pull? Did he pull a little trade? No, he just picked the pick that everyone thought he like he got over on someone. It's like we didn't have the number 1 overall pick. He's like laughing, like, ha, the rest of the league didn't get this guy. Buddy, you picked first. Like, there's nothing to sit here and laugh. And frankly, like, as a Hawks fan that is very disappointed in how the organization has been ran since Landry Fields took over, and the
rubs you the wrong way.
It's just like, dude, just have a little sense of like, hey man, we're
not great.
I literally haven't done anything, and my job has been a joke. I mean, you have done quite literally what me or you could do, which is absolutely nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Now you can say, hey, I haven't completely run the organization into the ground yet because I'm too afraid to make a move, because frankly, what are we all waiting for to happen this offseason? Fireworks. And I was hoping maybe yesterday was the start of it, because I've been waiting for the Hawks to make, I think all Hawks fans have been waiting for them to make a move ever since Landry Fields was made the GM, and he has done literally nothing. I mean, no trades, no acquisitions, no, literally nothing. It's like he's scared to make a move. Like, we just keep saying with the status quo. Now, I keep saying that's going to change this offseason. That's going to change this offseason. It better change this offseason. Like, if we run it back with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, I don't think I'm watching a single Hawks game next year. I will boycott the team, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm still just like, I'm patient. Like, hey, any day now, like what's the meme? Like, any day, like, come on guys, like, let's make a move. Like, I don't even care at this point if it's the right or wrong move, because we got to just get off this train that we're on, this steady train of mediocrity. Like, I'm just sick of it. Like, We could literally make the wrong move and blow this thing up and rebuild, and I would like it better than what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Let's get into Zaccharie Risacher after the break.